You're gonna go out and apologise and say that to him.
Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me.
Welcome to Listen to Iron Maiden, baby. I'm Ash from South Wales.
I'm Ante from New South Wales.
This he is. We're back for part 3 of No Prayer for the Dying.
Mhm.
With the song No Prayer for the Dying.
Right.
How are you, Ante? All good?
Not bad, man.
Me too. I'm not bad either.
Oh.
But speaking of not bad, this album is not bad. Welcome, guys. So, if you don't know, I'm a big fan of the band. Met Ante in Japan, where we live.
Yep.
Ante, mate, do you want to do a podcast about Iron Maiden? Because, you know.
I know nothing about Maiden.
Exactly. But it's fun to go through all the tracks, go through the band, everything's going on. We're being through the ringer.
Mm.
We've been through two Paul albums.
Yep.
Killers.
Mhm.
Oh. You know, because we've been listening to this album a lot, you know, building up to this podcast, I have been kind of like going back and like refreshing myself with the older material.
Yeah.
As like a, what's the word? Like a purifier, like, you know, like a nice shower.
I get you.
Yeah, not that this album is bad, but, you know, compared to the other stuff, it can be a bit debatable. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So far, we've done Tail Gunner, which you like.
I like Tail Gunner.
I like Tail Gunner. I think it's a great Maiden song. Yeah, it is about the old Anus.
Is it?
Well, at the beginning it was, yeah, about the old Anus, yeah. Tail Gunner.
Mm.
It sounds like Maiden. Now,
Yeah.
at this time too, Adrian's left, right?
Mm.
And these two albums, No Prayer and Fear of the Dark,
Mhm.
there's a little stigma in the band where everyone thinks that Bruce is like just half-arsing it.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do something different, or clearly with the band, so he changed his voice for this album.
Got a bit gruff, did he?
Yeah, a little bit gruff, right? Tail Gunner works pretty fine. Then we did Holy Smoke, right? Which, now, the email that we got today
Woo! We got an email.
is related to that. So I'll read off my phone because I forgot I didn't prepare it, you know? There we go. All right, so, guess who it's from?
Who is it?
The most boring name in the world.
Ian Stevens.
Ian Stevens. Ian Stevens, right?
Love him.
The title is Smoky Hole.
Mm.
Oh, that sounds a bit...
Just after coming after Tail Gunner.
Yeah, Tail Gunner.
Smoky Hole.
Yeah. All right, guys. He said, all right. Thank you, mate. As we are British and we do say that, you know. All right, mate. You asked if anyone remembered the video for Holy Smoke from back in the day. Well, guilty as charged.
Hey.
Yeah, so in the last podcast, I said that, you know, the Holy Smoke video is just them messing around, right?
Mhm.
Up until now, they've been pretty serious.
Yeah.
You know, even in the videos. And that video is just a laugh. Even though the topic is about, like, you know, these people taking money from people, you know, televangelists, etc. But if you were a huge Maiden fan and then that came out as the first single of the new album with a new guitar player,
Yeah.
what would he be, right? You know, yeah. So he says, at the time, even though I was and still am a massive Maiden fan, I was getting more into death and thrash. Yeah, I mean, Maiden are really like a marijuana band.
Yeah.
A marijuana rock
Gateway.
band, gateway band, right?
Mm.
You know, that's just reality of it.
Yeah.
Fans in
I
90s.
know in general, friends, myself, when you kind of get into metal, it's kind of like, and then you go all the way.
Yeah, metal suffers from that. You know, you just get darker and darker and heavier and heavier.
Get a small tattoo, get a bigger tattoo.
Exactly.
I'll get another one.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And Maiden, Metallica, you know, they really are one of those, you know, gateway bands, you know, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
For me, for sure. Like, I like a lot of heavy screaming now in music, but I didn't like it at first. But it took, you know, you have to develop that kind of taste, you know,
That's
like
true.
wine or something, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be an angry person.
No, but you just have to be like, you have to understand it, you know. So, for example, with screaming, I was like, you can't hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
But now I realize that it's just like an effect.
Yeah.
You know, like a guitar delay or something like that, where it's like, you know.
And just like anyone, there's good screaming and there's bad screaming.
There is, exactly.
I'm very particular, personally.
Yeah, me too. But, but you know, a lot of these fans around this time who've been into
Mm-hmm.
Maiden for like 10 years, you definitely get into heavier stuff. You know, there's Metallica, Megadeth, right? And you hear that song in a major key with that messing around. You know? Anyway, first impressions from the video were mixed. I really liked the song, really liked the topic, and really liked the gruffness that Bruce was adopting in his vocal delivery. Yeah, I think for that song, because it sounds kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
I think it kind of works, you know. But I'll be honest, man. Apart from Tail Gunner, a lot of these songs just seem like covers. Like it's not actually. It's like a covers album.
I totally get you.
You know what I mean?
It's like those things where it's like I'm listening to Maiden, but
yeah,
something's not.
Bruce
here.
is there, but I can hear Steve there. Okay, but it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bruce was adopting in his vocal delivery the gruffness, presumably inspired by the likes of Hetfield and Araya, but that video was a fucking embarrassment.
yeah.
All right, so even this album, right? I would say, if the way I like to measure it is right. If someone said to you, "Oh, do you like? Oh, I've heard this band Iron Maiden. Do you like them?" I was like, "Yeah, I love them." Oh, can you recommend an album? Are you recommending No Prayer to them?
I'm not.
I'm not at all.
No,
You
I'm
know,
not,
right?
yeah.
And he's totally right. Like so. In a lot of ways, sometimes I do. I'm not embarrassed of Iron Maiden, but for sure, like you know, in an age when dinosaurs, you know,
I was just thinking,
right.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
there are and do you know what's funny? Right, is that I remember. Well, I'm a huge UFC fan, right?
Mhm.
And I've been into it by myself, but like I try to get my friends into it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, let's have a big UFC party.
Mhm.
And every time I do that, it's a shit event. Like,
What, you punch each other up?
no.
Okay.
We watch people get punched up,
Yeah.
but no, we don't because the week before that there was an amazing card,
Right.
but the week that all my friends go and watch it, it's all
like, yeah.
and I'm like, nah, this is come on, guys.
If they're not into it, it's
Right?
kind of like, oh,
It's just grappling and shit like that, and it's like last week it was like proper fighting, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like fuck.
Yeah, like I enjoy it myself, but when there's like a grapple for too long, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. If you're not, it takes like metal. It takes time to develop that taste, whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, with Iron Maiden, every time I try to like show people, oh, listen to this song, it would be something that they would like lock onto. Oh, that's cheesy, and in a lot of ways, some things are cheesy about Maiden. But I like it, and on this album too, there's that cheese. But you know, it can be if you're like a massive Metallica fan at the moment. You know, shit like that. And even when Metallica have like clean parts, it's still quite dark and you know, moody. Whereas the title song "No Prayer for the Dying," they've gone all ballady. And it, you know, and anyway, let's finish this email. Sorry,
I don't mind some cheese.
I love cheese. I'm a huge fan of it, but like, you know, if you're, I made an start like that, but they become into it. It's like, well, it's a gradually into that kind of stuff. But I mean, come on this album, there's a song, "The Assassin."
Yeah,
I mean, it's just pure cheese, right? But I kind of love it.
Yeah,
because it's so like,
it's all good.
You know what, Joe? It's just great. It's great. Anyway, so he says, it's so counterintuitive talking about the video for Holy Smoke. You've written a song as a takedown to those mega church evangelical wankers, and rather than promoting it with a professional-looking, intellectually charged video, instead you tit around like a bunch of teenagers in a fucking field full of flowers. He's got a point there. He's got a point.
Yeah.
Kind of undercuts your message. But that's the thing, see, is that Maiden, they just wrote history songs for a long time.
Yeah.
And then when they like have songs like on this album and the next album where they're like, oh yeah, can we say something here? They fucking totally undercut it with these videos or something. Really, really odd choice. That aside, I think the track's a bit of a banger. Yeah, I like it. It's a fun track, you know, it is a fun track. But you know, when I put on Iron Maiden, I don't always, you know, I don't mind listening to Holy Smoke, but it's not like, oh, I'm excited to hear that.
You know, I really feel like listening to Holy Smoke.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, your revelation that the title Tail Gunner came from the anal sex themed porno made me spit out my cornflakes.
Hopefully not from your cornhole.
That's right.
What?
No, what? Look forward to your pods every time on drop. Keep it Maiden. Ian, the most boring name in history, apparently. It is, man. It's not Ian's fine name, but like, you know, like Ian Summerholder or Ian. Oh, don't say Ian Watkins.
How do I know Ian Watkins?
Don't.
Okay.
There's two Ian Watkins. One of them is from a pop group from the UK called Steps, and the other guy's is the singer of Lost Prophets. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a backtrack from that one.
Yeah, there's a really funny video by this British.
Is it funny?
No, it's
Okay,
really
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
A British comedian.
Mm.
He's called Cunt and the Gang, and he's got a song called "You've Got the Wrong Ian Watkins" because there's two Ian Watkins.
Oh,
right?
that's awesome.
Right.
No, okay.
You've got the wrong Ian Watkins. You've just called the guy from Steps a twisted paedophile. It's really funny. Okay. Oh, by the way, before we cut on, if you are watching this on YouTube and there are bits that are like cut out or whatever, it's just because YouTube's blocked them, whatever. So if you do want to see the full video, go to Patreon. It is $1 a month. Listen, I made baby at patreon.com, or just email us at listenimaidenbaby@gmail.com. Very sorry. I'm trying my best to like cut out the I'm trying to like cut the clips up, whatever, but it's still getting flagged.
YouTube's a cunt.
Yeah, I don't care about monetize. Well, the problem is that the video gets suppressed and no one can see it. Like it's like blocked in all these countries, so no one can actually see it. So if you really want to watch it, it's $1, guys, on Patreon or whatever. Anyway, let's watch Cunt and the Gang.
See, he just had a baby himself, so he went on Ian's Facebook page. He left a message saying you are sick and twisted and I hope you die. But when I saw it on there, I commented, lol. And here's the reason
why.
I said, you've got the wrong Ian Watkins, mate. Is that what made me smile? You've just called the bloke from Steps a twisted paedophile.
That's enough.
Yeah.
But it's so true that there are two people called Ian Watkins.
Wow.
I think both are Welsh as well, actually.
Wow.
It's embarrassing. But yeah, Ian Watkins, what a monster. You know Adrian's left, right? I forgot. Do you want to actually see what Adrian was doing?
Yeah.
So Adrian left the band, right, to do his own project, ASAP. That was Adrian Smith and Project.
And Project.
Ridiculous. I couldn't remember that, right? This is the type of stuff that Adrian wanted to do.
Okay.
Sounds like Survivor, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not bad, man.
That is not bad.
No.
But it's very like of its time.
Yeah, and if any playlist, it wouldn't stand out at all. You know, I think Adrian's a great man. No one's debating that Adrian's not one of the main best parts of Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
he's out for four albums, and those 4 albums are not the best. But by himself, he's just not. He just doesn't have that star quality, you know, and which is a shame. Because I love his songs in Iron Maiden, but when Bruce is singing, I was like, yeah, come on, baby, yeah. Anyway, there we go. So that's all that was, guys. So yeah, so basically, thanks for the email, Ian. It's very good.
Nice one, Ian.
Yeah, man, I'm sure, man. Imagine like turning that on, but oh, the new Iron Maiden video. What?
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's look at
what's that guy doing?
Right, yeah, in the field, and like even Steve's having a laugh, you know. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like for metal fans especially, you know, they're quite. You know, it's they're quite serious, aren't they? So, you know, it's a bit risky. Anyway, the third track, title track, No Prayer for the Dying. So, Bruce's forte is his voice, right? Power.
Yeah, I've heard him.
The tonality. He's pretty good, right? What he does, right? Yeah. And in this album, he sacrifices that for this gruff thing, right? Which is fine. If you want to do that, that's cool. But it probably kept him in the band a few more years too, because like, you know, he could change it up a little bit or whatever, right? You know, because you know what I mean? Like it's something fresh for him to do, right? But if you're gonna do that, then if Bruce is not gonna rely on his proper singing, then the lyrics better be top notch.
Right.
And the music better be like top notch too.
Yeah.
For him to be able to do that. But it just kind of isn't, you know. Tail Gunner is a perfectly fine song. I like it very much. Holy smoke! It just stands out, doesn't it? When you hear it, like, oh, you know, it's like, okay, this is different, you know. But is the song that good? Does it really mean that he can do that? Afford to do that? People listen to Iron Maiden to listen to Bruce singing the songs, you know?
They got that formula already.
Right, that's what they want. And I can totally understand after like 10 years, it's a bit like...
You're right. How many albums already there with that?
And they've done it over and over and over, right? But for the fans, we like Iron Maiden for the... Okay, all right, maybe... This even when, like some songs, like Hallowed Be the Name, Bruce doesn't sing the whole end part really, and he comes in, and it's fine. I love it. I say don't need... When he comes in, it just adds to that, you know? Whereas on this album, it's a bit like Bruce's sense of humor too is trying to come through, and he's just not that funny. His sense of humor is not that good. Yeah, so even if the song is average, which I would argue on the next album, there are some songs that are not that great, but because Bruce is singing them,
it just gives it that.
even on the last couple of albums, there's some songs which are not amazing, but like because Bruce is on it, you can still enjoy it, right?
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, so there's a lot of songs like that on the last couple of albums, but because there's no synth or anything like that on the back, you can only focus on the guitar or the vocal, and the guitar is fine, and the vocal is just all right. There you go, Bruce. Okay, if you're doing that, Tail Gunner for me is like almost a great song.
Yeah,
like holy smoke! I mean, smells good. Shit like that, you're like, it kind of, but it's still fun. It is fun. I'm not a huge critic in like, wow, they should have done this, blah blah blah. I'm just saying that overall, I can listen to Tail Gunner, no problem, it's fine. Andy, before we go into the song, can we have your general thoughts about this song?
Oh, when I first came across it, like after those songs, it's like,
yeah,
it really is also like a. I'm not going to say a downer.
Yeah, what do you think? Yeah,
like,
what do you think?
Again, it's with a lot of the songs on this album.
Yeah,
like there are parts where it's like, I do like that.
Yeah,
something is not. Is there a bit of salt needed?
Maybe
a bit of spice.
Maybe they are British. No spices. Don't use them.
The spice must flow.
Yeah, it should flow a lot on this album. But I know what you're saying. So let's just because the track here, right? Okay, but I will say off the bat, right? They're doing like a not ballad, but it's kind of ballady, right?
Yeah.
It's got like melodic stuff, whatever. But Steve's bass is still Steve's bass.
Yeah,
and it's so busy. For me, I would have got like a proper, just really low end bass. Now, what I'm saying, so I found an Iron Maiden cover of this song, by a fan, and this is the tone I'm talking about, right? So this is a guy. Check his channel. He's called Preston Smith's Music on YouTube.
Give us the original one again, just before you play
that. Let's play this, right?
Yeah.
So just listen to the bass, right? For me, it just really. On the heavy songs, it's great. I love that bass. But on this, where it's like, let's up to the first verse, right? And you can hear the synths in the back too, a little bit, whatever. It's got that clanky.
And the synths are good.
Yeah,
like,
the synths are great. No, at all. But the bass, they got that clanky thing. So it doesn't need that on this song.
There are times when I've wondered, and times when I've cried.
So Steve's picking, like, he's playing a little bit softer there, which is fine. But like, I think this song needs like a proper bass, like a bass being a bass, not what he does. So this is the cover from Preston Smith's Music. Iron Maiden, No Prayer for the Dying bass cover. Like more low end kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on the verse, like it sounds like a bass, you know what I mean?
It's all low end.
Yeah, low. I think the low end is much better than that. Whereas Steve is more like. It just stands out to me, right? Is that if you're gonna do like a ballady song, then Steve, you can't really play the bass the clanky kind of thing. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, right? I would have put
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I would just put like just a really nice low end,
Yeah.
And when it kicks into the harp, then go back to that.
Right.
But having like like kind of thing like that, like some sexy bass line in there would work well.
Yeah.
All right, now Bruce sings the first line kind of half normal. But then he does, I feel like, I'm down when I lied. Okay.
But if you ask me a question, would I tell you the truth?
Like, it's really like, it's a good melody and it's a good, but then he just goes like this.
Now there's something to bet on. You've got nothing to lose, yeah.
All right. It just sounds like he's strained. It doesn't sound comfortable. That's the first time I ever heard Bruce sound like he's not like, oh, this is too high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you
Yeah,
might
I
like
get you.
that, but personally, I don't like it. I just think it's like it just sounds like you got nothing to lose. It's not great. Yeah.
To lose, yeah.
But I like this part.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think it's a cool little melodic part. No problem with that. Whatever.
Yep.
But then.
When I'm sat by the window and gazed at the rain,
Nice, Bruce.
with an ache in my heart, but never feeling the pain.
And it's like the lyrics too are like, what are they talking about? You know.
Yeah.
So the song is called "No Prayer for the Dying,"
Mhm.
and I guess it's about Steve's like, oh, what happens? What's my life mean?
Sad Steve.
What's it for? You know, kind of thing.
Mm.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just, it's kind of jarring hearing it in Iron Maiden song, like him saying like, you know, like these lyrics like
Gazed at the rain.
gazed at the rain. Bruce is gazing at the rain. All right, gay. One of my favorite lines is do you ever watch Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
Where he's like why do you why do you want to save your girlfriend? Because I love her. All right, gay. It's so funny. It's like I do that all the time. Sorry guys, I know in 2 weeks now I've said the word gay in a derogatory way, but like it's 90s. We're back to the 90s. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, hearing Maiden saying about this kind of stuff is like, what? You know? Really to pay? I can't even do it. Like, so bad.
Can I make it through this line?
Okay, but
If you would tell me.
that line is so weird too. It's just so strained, like so like forced. If you would tell me just what my life means.
Just what my life means. Walking a long road.
Right. Steve wrote this song, right? First off. Steve, your life means nothing. We're just these walking stacks of meat with like brain, right? Guess what? Nothing. Like, I'm not a nihilist or anything like that, but here's the deal. We are what we are. And guess what? We'll get wiped out one day. It's not going to be like, oh, go back and save those amazing humans. We're fucking horrible. Like, we're a weird little thing that we are. The fact that we're all conscious and, ooh, auntie, ooh, you know.
Freaking me out.
Yeah, right? It's like, but people want to get meaning of their life forever. And it's hard to accept that, you know, there just really isn't any meaning.
No.
Like,
and there's a lot of dicks out there.
That is true. Say that. Yeah. Like, do you know a guy called Justin Smithers?
It's probably a dick. Oh, I don't.
Exactly.
Yeah?
I don't know him, but definitely there's a guy called Justin Smithers who's dead right now. And guess what? He has no effect on anyone else's life in the world. When you die, you're dead. You're dead. Even your close family.
I don't know who's told me that. It's like, so when you pass away, they say it's like at least, what, not even 2 generations.
Yeah.
And then no one's going to remember you.
Exactly.
Maybe if you had grandkids, and that's
maybe one more. Like, yeah. Right?
You're gone.
Yeah, you're gone. And that's why life is amazing because it's so short and, you know, it's like the jam thing, you know? If you got 10 jams there, you're not going to choose one. But if you got 2, you're like, fuck, I'll have that one. That's what you're going to be with life. It's just like, oh, what can I do? Just get on with it, mate. Steve Harris as well is like, most of these, like, famous people, they get to this high.
Yeah.
And then they realize, actually, life is this. It's the same for like a regular person and a famous person. Life is the same for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Just like this relation. I thought it'd be better. I thought it'd be, you know, whatever. Johnny Depp. I love watching that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case on YouTube.
God.
It's hilarious. Like, Johnny Depp, you know, one of the most handsome, like, most successful, amazing guys, whatever. And still, he had a wife that was just an arsehole, and he's like slamming kitchen doors and shit like that.
And then shitting on the bed.
Yeah, and then she tries to you know, all this stuff, it's just levels. It's all the same shit happening to everyone. Just in different, you know, spectrums, you know. But man, it's like, that's why I'm my personality. I just don't like these kind of songs where like people are like, what does life mean, whatever. It's like, you know, you think about it for 5 minutes and then get on with it, you know. But like, it is that's just me how I am. I'm just kind of a cold person, I guess. But
Mm.
like, so I'm not in.
Ash's dick.
Yeah, I am a dick. Very much. I mean, honestly, I've done some crazy things in my life. Like, I don't know why, but distinctly remember being a kid, like 7 or 8,
Mm.
maybe older, and this man asked me, "Excuse me, where is the something shop?" And I just thought, dude, it'd be really funny to just tell him
Oh,
the
no,
wrong way.
dude. Oh,
I remember thinking in my head, and who's laughing at that? Only me, right?
what a dick.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember thinking like, this is hilarious,
Yeah,
right? But thinking back now, I'm like, oh my God, everything I've done I never tried to make other people laugh. I just tried to make myself laugh. And that's got to be like, you got to diagnose that with something, right? But yeah, it was terrible. And he walked off and I was like,
Got him.
terrible, right? It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, even like in a way, I didn't really want to. I used to do another podcast I did with one of my best friends.
Yeah.
But it was great because we're both huge fans. But I thought, actually, the dynamic is off because we both both know everything. You're interesting because you don't know that much, right? And also he knows me really well.
Yeah.
And like any second, he's like, "No, you did this, whatever." And I was like, "Fuck it, I can't do this." Like all my things I've ever done in my life will be exposed to the world, which I don't really.
Well, at least
want.
you can kind of control how it comes out.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, I'm yeah. So songs like this really just don't get me. I'm not into them. But if the music was good, which it is, I like the music kind of thing. The bass is a bit annoying to me.
Yep.
But Bruce as well, he's just not. The lyrics and the voice is not there for me, so I just can't enjoy this song that much. But
yeah,
when you listen to the live version,
okay.
Bruce sings this like Bruce. Check this out.
Okay.
Also, Bruce is totally checked out of the band. Look, he's standing there. Bruce, why didn't you do that on the album?
See, that's just obvious. He's comfortable that way.
Right?
He's just belting it out with a good Brucey voice. Come on.
Bruce.
Come on, guys.
Come on, gang. Bruce, gang. When you in the album, gang. Come on. Bruce, what the fuck?
How good does that sound?
Right?
Yeah.
Holy smoke, dude. Even if he did sung it like properly, whatever. I should have found that one. But like, man, how good is this version compared to the...
So for me then, it must have been hard for him to record.
Right? Yeah, because it must have been, right? He's really like pushing it. And whose idea was it to do that? Whoever, they need firing. All right, also, let's get... So No Prayer in the Night, we don't listen to the whole song. It builds up to... Dan, 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 dan. There's a cool solo, Dave solo. I mean, look at him playing it live here. It's fucking awesome. Yes. Look at him in jeans. Dave Murray's pretty good at guitar.
Yeah, he's played before.
Right? And when it kicks in, after this solo on the recorded version, Bruce comes back in and I fucking hate it. So let's just skip up to it. Like, this is cool. It's like he's just sung an entire gig and then he record the song now, Bruce. He's like voice is knackered or something, whatever.
Yeah.
And he does this line, no. Like, it's a nice note, but it's like it seems so forced. Like, it's like too much, too late, whatever. And when he does it on the fucking live version, it's like, yeah, baby. Much better.
Yeah.
So yeah, infinitely better is when Bruce actually sings a song like Bruce, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Who would have thought?
I know, right? I know. So yeah, I think No Prayer for Dying is not a bad song.
Yeah,
It's just it's a nice melody, and it's got a, they've changed up the ballady kind of stuff, but they haven't changed up, the other stuff. Bruce's voice, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's just too many things in there which make me go like, ugh. But then the live version, I'm like, I want to listen to that all the time now. Like,
Yeah, man.
that's why I like YouTube Music, because YouTube you can get the live versions and add to the
Yeah,
playlist,
yeah.
whatever. So I've done that with a lot of them. Yeah, whatever. It's and I like the title, but I'm not sure. I guess it's about No Prayer for the Dying means like for living people who want answers to why they were here.
Yep.
You can't get it, and we're dying because we're humans from birth.
Mhm.
Because as soon as you're born, you're dying. Remember that when they had good songs,
Hey.
Anyway, whatever. It's a weird song because I enjoy listening to it, but at the same time I hate listening to it because it's like,
Yeah.
Bruce, stop that, Anyway, next one.
Ah.
Next song. Public Enema, number 1. Enema.
Mm.
I didn't know what an enema was for the longest time. Actually, talking of UFC, that's when the first time I heard it was from
Didn't know there was an enema culture in the UFC.
Well, there was for this one part. Enema of the State is a Blink-182 album.
Oh, yeah.
Which I know, but I didn't know what an enema. I thought it was enemy of the state. I didn't know what it meant.
It was a Tool album.
That's right. They had that too with the whatever. Yeah. So you go see, people have been doing this joke all the time.
They've been cleaning their asses out for a long time.
I know. It's not as good as Take Off Your Pants and Jacket though, which also went over my head.
Ah.
I didn't get what. I'm not American, so jacket was jacket. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, enema. That's all I knew about enema of the state. Talking to UFC, there was one guy on the Ultimate Fighter who he would try to lose weight by having an enema all the time, and then I was like, oh, that's what they stick a pipe up here, and okay, that's what it was.
How much weight would you get out?
He was a bit of a bitch.
He's just full of shit.
He was.
Hey,
hey, there you go, Ante with his fantastic jokes there.
Mm-hmm.
He's here all night. But yeah, man, and then I hear this Public Enema number 1. I was like, oh, I get it now. Now, this song is written by Dave Murray and Bruce Dickinson. Yeah, so the song apparently is about like green, the people who are like, hey, you should protect the environment while I drive my gas-guzzling Jaguar,
Right?
like hypocritical kind of things, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is another 2 songs in a row with like, 3 songs in a row. The Christians are bad. What does my life mean? And those bastards who pretend to be green. Yeah. All right, that's pretty deep. What's weird though is that this is a Dave Murray song, but it doesn't start off like a typical Dave Murray song. I mean, well, I guess Charlotte Hall didn't either, but like Dave's songs in the future all start with like a couple of chords and a solo over it.
Yeah.
Then it goes into the album, right? So I was actually didn't realize this was a Dave song, right? It starts off with Nico going, ha ha.
I thought he was laughing at my joke.
He wasn't. He was laughing at your face.
Dick.
I know. Aha! I mean, it's great, isn't it? It's great. Yeah. All right, let's check it out. All right, off the bat, right? It sounds like Iron Maiden.
Yes.
But it doesn't feel like Iron Maiden.
Where's the 11?
Right?
Gone down to a 9.
Do you know what it's like? It's like, what I feel like, right, is, okay, actually, this song, I have a huge, like, this actually changed my life in a lot of ways, this song.
Yeah?
Ooh.
We're getting deep.
Yeah, I'll get it, right? So
enema.
An enema changed my life. Okay, so I studied audio engineering in school, right? So I wanted to be a producer, audio engineer, whatever. But at the same time, you don't, when I started, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I just knew that I wanted to be in that, the recording studio. That was the place where I want to be. And
a lot of knobs in there.
There are a lot of knobs. Yes. Twiddly knobs.
Tweak.
That's right. You push and pull. And you always keep the same settings. Whatever that means.
Yay!
Yeah. But I wanted to be there, right? And Iron Maiden don't record to a click track. Yeah. So the click track, guys, is the which everyone does now. Now, for live purposes, it's actually very good because you can sync all the lights and the pyro and everything to the
Right.
computer.
Yep.
So, when people complain about like, oh, my laptop's got stolen, in
Mhm.
today's world, like, it's part of the show because even people who use backing tracks, man, it's hard to do a backing track if it's live, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So having like everything set to a metronome, you can add in that and it sounds huge, right? And the problem is that when you listen to bands who don't use that, they sound thin as hell compared to other bands. It's kind of like steroids,
Yeah.
Like it, the reason why steroids are illegal is because in sports is because if they're legal, everyone has to do them to compete.
Right.
Because if you don't do them, it's not
gonna-
going to be able
yeah.
to compete. So you're forcing people to do something they don't want to do.
Yeah.
In a way, this is the same as music now. Is that a lot of bands like Maiden sound huge because they got 3 guitar players. But other bands, when you listen to like like some rock band will have like backing track with like backing vocals all synced up, and it's still live.
Yeah.
It just sounds so massive. And then when you go to another band which is not using that, it just sounds not amateur. It's kind of, it sucks, I know, but like, the toothpaste is already out of the tube now, right? And I Maiden get away with it because they're awesome live. They tight as hell, and they got 3 guitar players, right?
Yeah.
But this album sounds to me like it was recorded to the click track. Maiden are never on the but the tempo fluctuates up and down as the feel or whatever. But on this album, it's almost like they recorded to a click track. It's like everything's too on the.
So that's another thing I was going to say. Like we brought it up, was it the last episode of that? Is it for me? I don't know. Is it the way it was recorded, the way it was mastered? There's just something is.
Well, it's just they're trying to like capture the Killer's sound, but they didn't capture that or the vibe. Even the songs on Killers I'm not a fan of. Like even like let's say Wrathchild.
Yeah.
It's just got some energy to it, right? This just doesn't have that energy. This sounds like Maiden.
Yeah.
But
I know, and I like that riff.
Yeah, me too.
It's cool.
But it's not. It sounds.
Yeah.
It feels to me it's on the two on the beat, whatever,
Yeah.
I Maiden don't do that, and but when it kicks into the verse now, I really love it. I think these chords are like really interesting chords, right? And Bruce actually works quite well doing his gruff voice on this one. But this intro doesn't do any favors. And the contrast too is like this sounds like old school Maiden, but then the next part is like more like it's more modern kind of style, and it's just I don't know, it doesn't work together. I think. Like that's a great chord progression, down, and like really good by Dave Murray here.
Yeah,
and Bruce's voice works well because it's kind of a faster paced song, right? But I can't stand that intro. Rolling Thunder. It sounds awesome.
That works, man.
I like it. I like it. But that intro is just it's just really weird. And we get a proper chorus,
But there's something not right about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like and like that harmony works in that.
Yeah.
But in my ear, there's something off about it.
I know. I can't place it either.
Or something off about it, or almost sounds demo-ish.
Possibly. I mean, it was recorded like a demo, like in one take, pretty much, in 1 week, whatever. Yeah. I like that part. And pray. Bruce is singing like Bruce. At least we got that. At least we got Bruce singing like Bruce, I like the end part, but the beginning, fall on you. I don't know, I'm just not a massive fan of it. Yeah. I love this part between the next verse. Awesome guitar.
So good transition.
Really good. Really, really, really good. Like down. It's awesome. It's really cool. Really cool. Yeah, I like these kind of chords. Down. Like the same kind of vibe. It's great. All right. See, Bruce is doing the you can't feel, I must always tell her. But it works on this song because it's got that vibe, isn't it? You know? But that intro just sounds, it's so flat. And this just kind of the drum intro like something like whatever, you know?
It's got no soul.
It doesn't, It doesn't, But I like this part.
Yeah.
And there it is. The riots delay part there, right? So when I was studying, learning how to do engineering or whatever, this part, I was like, how do they do that?
Oh, the delay.
Like there's an echo. And then when I saw a band live and they was like, oh, it was Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon.
Oh, yeah.
When he comes in, it's like a...
It's like a reverse gate kind of.
Exactly. That's what, I didn't know that at the time, right? But that's what got me interested in audio engineering. I was like, oh, how do they do that? How do they do that? You know, and I wanted to know how to do it. And I figured out, you reverse the reverb and then put a pan on it, and then it sounds awesome, right? But that I was like, how do they do that? Because like, so I only worked in digital, right? So on Logic Pro, right? So do I do like 3 tracks and copy and paste it? And then have one later.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that didn't work. Okay. Oh, I know. I put a delay on the track. But I was like, wait a minute. But then the whole song is on the delay. Right. Oh, okay. I'll just cut the piece off of that line and put it on another track and put the delay on there. Perfect.
Right.
And then my teacher was like, no. He's like, you have to use automation.
Ooh.
What's that? I have no idea. So
I've only heard of it.
Automation used to be done manually.
Yeah.
Basically, the mix would be the engineer and probably another guy doing the up, vocal down, up and down, a little bit of delay, whatever. Crazy.
Dude, and back in the day, wait, hang on. Is this still being recorded on like reel-to-reel stuff?
Yeah. And it's an art, man.
That's nuts. Yeah.
Real art to mix the song where like you get the balance right and then just a little bit of delay, whatever. But they're doing it manually, right?
Yeah.
But in today's world, it's all done. Well, so I use Logic Pro, right? So basically, it's you press the A button and it brings up a line.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. And then that line you could just assign to any of the effects or whatever is on that channel. For example, let's say delay. So the delay you want to have the mix because you don't want it on the whole song. You just want it on that little part, right?
Right.
So what you do is that you just where the part is, you just draw a little dot, and then you put the rest down.
Yep.
So it's off, and it's just on that little part.
Oh yeah.
And then it only affects that little part. Perfect. That's what you want to do. But that opened up when I learned that I was like, oh, I get it. I learned so. I was like, and it's because of this song that I wanted to recreate.
So
that
but with the automation, what can you adjust that line or curve?
Yeah, you can literally have it like go up. You can pencil in. You can imagine it's like a pencil, and you can literally have it 0, or you can even have like, for example, what I do with I use Neural DSP guitar amps, right? So when I do like play along with songs, like instead of having like a switch pedal, like just press on, I literally have it to the beat.
Oh, so it'll just
on, off, whatever. So it's all automated, right? So I do a lot of like YouTube guitar stuff or whatever. And even then, instead of having to press a button, I'm just playing and it's automatically, when it hits that bar, it just switches up, on, off, whatever.
Easy.
And there's you can just any plugin or whatever setting, you can adjust anything you want to do. So even like sometimes like I just turn the gain down on this one part and it just, so it's all automated. That's just automation. But you can do that with EQ and whatever you want to do. So automation is actually one of the biggest keys for mixing. Is volume too. It's like having like if you look at like a real professional track, the volume automation is crazy. It's just like that because you know you keep it down because you don't want to hit the compressor or whatever. But doing that, I learned that because of this song because I wanted to replicate that. Riots, you know, So that's why
this was the
Those early days when you get into something, and like you're doing Blender, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure every day, like when you do it, like you learn something new, and it's like, oh, that's how you do it, you know. And you know, I miss that thing where I used to be really passionate about doing something, and you know, I'm really passionate about ironmaiden too. So that's why I like doing this podcast because you know we get to do a bit of video, bit of chat with my mate, and it's just. I'm satisfied, you know. But when I was young, I was so hungry to learn every little thing. Like, how did you do that? How did you do this?
Especially then, it's like, wait, how old were you at that time?
17, 18.
So it's just your job to pretty much just learn shit and be a dick, right?
Pretty much,
So now, like you're saying, me learning Blender, it's like, well, you've got work, got the kid and that. So finding the time to really do. But that age, it's like, I'm gonna learn this.
Yeah,
like,
it was great, you know. And
Yeah.
I was really into iMaiden, and like I learned so much about like even how to play guitar. Like I was like I'm not like a guitar. I only started playing guitar because I wanted to write my own songs. But I would just play along to iMaiden stuff, and just you from playing iMaiden, you learn how to play guitar, right?
Definitely. Me, when I was at like
Right.
when I was learning guitar, like I was high school, I was big into like Megadeth, Sepultura, and I think just listening to them,
Yeah.
like fast power chord changes
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, you can't help.
Yeah, because you can go, oh, that doesn't sound right, and then
Right,
you
right,
you
right.
fix it yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you know if you're able to do that, it's great. But yeah, this song, when I hear that, the riot,
sound fucking cool,
yeah,
man.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
The breaking strain is fast approaching. Guns and riots.
Oh, how do you do that? Yeah. Anyway, automation.
Recorded in a cave.
Yes, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah, but automation is really, if you are anyone out there that does mixing or recording, whatever, using automation on whichever DAW you have will infinitely improve your mixes or whatever things you're doing. But man, this song is really straightforward. But I love the verse. I love that. That's totally me, like kind of change. But the chorus is not a banger for me, you know.
Yeah.
Politicians gamble, lie to save their skins, and the press get fed the scapegoat. And pray the world.
Not bad, not terrible,
Mm.
and it kicks in, whatever. It's still a good song. I still like it. Solo. Even the solo, I'm a bit like, it's a bit just paint by numbers kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just not inspired.
It's again, we're coming back to that theme of like, it's not bad.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's better than anything I could fucking do.
Oh, it's absolutely, absolutely. But this is iMaiden here, guys.
Yeah, not talking about
There's
Ante
a standard
and
here.
Ash
yeah.
playing.
No. There's a standard here.
Wait, I don't need a crystal ball to sell ya. You tell.
Anyway, no more of that.
Mm.
But like, so far, man, Tail Gunner I like a lot.
Yeah.
But it's still missing something from me.
Yeah.
Holy
okay.
Smoke is Holy Smoke, you know, whatever. It's a good laugh.
Yep.
Not bad, not great. No Prayer for the Dying. I just think production wise, they could have gone with a, you know, like a nicer bass or sound, and for Bruce not to sing it like he does live.
Right. I was about to say, how good is the live version? Yeah.
Right. And also this song, I don't know. I don't like the intro, but I love that verse when it kicks in, and Bruce sounds wicked on it. The chorus is a bit
I
flat.
only don't like the intro because, and I'm still trying to figure out why.
Yeah. It
Is
sounds,
it that, like you're saying,
right?
it's just on a click,
No,
or it's
for me,
just
it
too-
just sounds too like, you know, like
Yeah.
Lars would say, it's stuck. It's fucking stuck, man.
Mm.
Anyway, let's leave it there for a minute, right?
Yeah.
So, Ante, guys, hope you enjoyed that. So we will be back next week with part 4, and we'll be going to some more interesting songs.
Hey.
The album does get, you know, well, it goes places anyway, right? We'll catch you there. Yeah, so if you would like to, if you're watching on YouTube, no, if you're listening to audio only, then no problems.
Yep.
If you are watching on YouTube, things might get cut out, or there'd be like some silence, whatever. I have to take it out because if not, it just does. Nobody can see it. And if you really, really want to watch the podcast with no problems, no bullshit, please follow us at Listen I Main Baby at patreon.com for $1 for access to everything. Please send us emails to listen to Iron Maiden Baby at gmail.com. It's on the screen right now. And yeah, just let us know how you feel, if you disagree with us, anything, whatever.
Big
Let us
thanks again to Patreons, and big thanks to Ian Stevens.
Yeah, thank you, Patreons. We appreciate it. Ian Stevens.
Even Stevens.
Ian Stevens.
Love you, man.
Yeah, we do. Well,
Might be a bit much.
I mean, I don't. You know what I'm like.
He's a dick.
Terrible. Which way to the shop? That way. But there was no one else there. It was just me.
Prick.
I know, man.
Reminds me of like I used to work with a guy who he was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And he used to like on a news site put a comment, then log in under somebody else to be against himself to start an
That's great.
argument.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
just-
That's hilarious. That's really, really good. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Mm.
Yeah, God.
Anyway,
Yeah, even, I don't know, I just make myself laugh. I used to have a Twitter account called Forgotten Towel. And basically, I would just search for anyone that I'd put, oh, I got in the shower, but I forgot my towel. And I would just tweet like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And it'd be like, from Forgotten Towel. Like, and it was so stupid, but yeah, that was funny to me.
I find that funny.
You're right.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah.
You said, and then some. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Tells me.
Yeah, if you forget me again, I'm gonna give you burns. Or whatever. Some shit like that. I'm fucking stupid. I'm ridiculous. Anyway, mate. Anyway.
Goodbye, everybody. It's been nice to see you.
Yes, it has. Catch you next time.
Take it easy, guys.